Dear colleagues, we will change to the last presentation. I shortly would like to announce one colleague actually studying at the university in Kaliningrad in Russia. He has been here working in our company in some internships, and Stanislav Vorontzov is yes, in one region what is at the Baltic Sea. And we know along the coast of the Baltic Sea and the Northern Sea, we find Seabuckthorn in natural resources, and he is dealing with this question. And Stas, you have the presentation, and we are interested what you have to tell us. One new face in our group of Seabuckthorn friends. That's good for future. The floor is yours.
Oh, thanks. So, did you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So, good morning, dear colleagues. The topic of my project is justification of complex processing of Seabuckthorn organic mass from Kaliningrad region. At the moment, Seabuckthorn potential of the region is used limitedly. There is no justification of complex processing of the shrub. Speaking about Seabuckthorn processing in food industry, it should be noted that the existing technological schemes don't allow to momently get the whole possible assortment of products from the Seabuckthorn shrubbery. That's why the creation of rational and complex technology is relevant. The technology is an innovative way of reparcelling wild Seabuckthorn bushes with different chemical composition from cultivated species. It is necessary to confirm the safety of the product provided by technology, as well as their compliance with the requirements of the current technical documentation. So the aim of the works is justification of complex processing Seabuckthorn organic mass in the Kaliningrad region. The objectives to study the chemical composition of Seabuckthorn in the Kaliningrad region, to substantiate the technology and quality of production, concentrate Seabuckthorn juice, Seabuckthorn powder, fruit wine, oil, vitamin mineral premix from the Seabuckthorn, not oil fraction, phytoteas based on the Seabuckthorn leaves, and plant olantoin from the young Seabuckthorn shoots. So the next object is to show the safety of the resulting products, and conduct a quality assessment, and to work out of complex scheme of Seabuckthorn biomass processing in Kaliningrad region. In the Kaliningrad region, the Seabuckthorn grow widely on the Zemlansky Peninsula and along the coast of the Baltic Sea and the base. To measure the mass concentration of heavy metals and toxic elements, we use the method of inversion volt amperometry of the volt electrode. The analysis of microbiological indicators of safety was carried out in accredited laboratories of Kaliningrad State University and Kaliningrad Research Center Ltd. For the study, the Seabuckthorn was divided into 4 types of samples: a fresh crushed Seabuckthorn, peeled from the berry juice, husk and bones and husk separately. The base of the results of the research, a table was formed, present on this slide. It should be noted that Seabuckthorn near Cape Taran has the highest biopotential by indicators of fat, moisture, minerals, as well as Seabuckthorn fiber and titratable acidity. It is inferior only of the Seabuckthorn growing on the coast with Donskoy village in the introduction of the mass fraction of protein and active acidity pH. The following products were made from Seabuckthorn from this region. So concentrated juice is a direct process juice obtained by removing part of the water in order to increase the content of soluble solids. The technology product is shown on this slide. Berries after harvesting are sent to the reception for the incoming control, then the sink where they are cleaned from trash. The crusher berries are crushed, after which the mezga is separated from the natural juice with pulp. The juice is heated in a tank at 35 Celsius degree for 10 hours to remove the suspension and clarify the juice. The resulting concentrate is packed in aseptic kegs, frozen, and sent to storage at -2 Celsius degree. The table shows the safety indicators and microbiological control equipment for the Seabuckthorn concentrate, according to the standard for fruit and vegetable juice product. From the data, it follows the concentrate in terms of safety and microbiological control can be sold as a finished product. This slide shows the nutritional value of concentrate of Seabuckthorn juice. The table shows that the production parameters described earlier in the technology allow production a product with low oil content. Lyophilized Seabuckthorn powder is a product obtained by freeze drying and is a relative new method of food preservation. After incoming inspection, the raw materials are sent to a refrigerator chamber where the temperature can be reached -40 Celsius degree. After freezing, the food is transformed to a vacuum drying chamber for freeze drying. Drying sublimation, ice change its aggregate state to gaseous without changing to the liquid phase. In the drying chamber, this is accomplishment by vacuuming the air with a pump. So the temperature of the food rises about 38 Celsius degree. The slide shows the safety and microbiological control requirement of Seabuckthorn powder according technology standard safety requirements of food additives and processing acid. So the next slide shows the nutritional value of freeze dried Seabuckthorn powder. The resulting products contain a large amount of the active substance, including vitamins and minerals. Vitamin C, beta-carotene prevails in the composition, as well as potassium and fluoride. The Seabuckthorn oil is obtained in several ways: by extraction with chemical solvents, with liquid carbon dioxide, by centrifugation of the juice, and with vegetable oils. In this work, oil was obtained from degreased seeds and berry green by extraction. The seeds and peels are crushed in a crusher and fed into extractor. Extraction is carried out with dichlormethan. The saturated extractant enters the cube, after which the vapors from the cube enter the refrigerator, from which the confidence drains of the raw material. When the raw material is completely exhausted, the extraction is stopped, and the liquid is fed the apparatus. where the extractant is removed under vacuum and resulting oil is poured into a collector. The table shows regulatory safety and microcontrol requirement of Seabuckthorn oil according standard technical regulation of oil and fat production. From the data of the table, we can conclude that the oil meets the required indicators. The composition of fatty acid of Seabuckthorn oil samples from the Kaliningrad region is very diverse, but palmitic, palmolytic, and linolenic acids predominate. Next slide about mineral and vitamin complex. Mineral and vitamin complex are powdered mixing by BAS with a filler. The mechanism of action is due to the presence of vitamins, trace elements, and macronutrients in optimal proportion. After obtained, the oil fraction, Seabuckthorn, not oil part, is sent off the preparation shop where the Seabuckthorn mass in both to the moisture for 5 to 7% and crushed. After that, it is mixed in a mixer for the most uniform concentration. Then the raw material is sent the reactor, where the product measures at the constant temperature plus 10 to plus 18 Celsius degree. Then the raw materials is sent to the pellet press and formed into pellets for easy and transportation. The pelletized material is transferred by conveyor belt through the cooling tower to finish product storage silos. The table shows the requirement of regulatory documents for vitamin and mineral complex. From the data of table, it follows that the product passes all the required indicators. The nutritional value of the vitamin mineral premix of Seabuckthorn fruits is presented on the slide, as can be from the table. The product of wild Seabuckthorn is identical with the singular product of cultivated Seabuckthorn in the Altai territory. So product of fruit and berry wines is also promising in Kaliningrad region. Both Seabuckthorn berries and Seabuckthorn juice can be used as a raw material. In this work, we will consider a method using Seabuckthorn juice obtained after pressing. The Seabuckthorn juice is poured into stainless steel fermentation tanks with a volume of 50 liters, after which the preparated yeast is added while strings vigorously. At the end of the operation, gradually, without stopping string 5 kilograms of sugar is added. So preparation of the wine yeast Saccharomycetes ophiumoris is carried off in advance. This type is used for fermenting wort with high acidity and low sugar content in raw material. The mast is left to ferment activity for 6 to 7 days and then gestates for another 5 to 6 months. The wine when filtered to remove the only sediment and packed into glass bottles. The table on the slide shows the requirements for safety indicator and microbiological control. Seabuckthorn wine according standard of food safety and alcohol safety from juice products. The next slide shows the nutritional value of dry fruit wine from the Seabuckthorn. Alcohol content in the product is 12.5%, which indicates the optimal parameters of wort fermentation. However, the oil fraction is still present. In the future, it is planned to improve the technology for complete removal of the oil fraction. Seabuckthorn leaves, like fruits, have long been used as a painkiller from rheumatism and stomach diseases. So the first operation is weathering. Seabuckthorn leaves are wilted for 12 to 18 hours. At the same time, the moisture of the leaf drops to 66%. The wilted raw material is transferred to coolant with the help of rollers into tubes of 1.5 millimeters. The next operation of the complete or final fermentation of the tea. The room is heated of temperature of 20 or 24 Celsius degree and left for 5 hours. Then the tea is dried in 2 stages at 90 Celsius degree to moisture content of 18%. Then after a 2 hours break at 80 Celsius degree, as a result, moisture content of 4%. The product is packed in large batches in paper bags. The table on the slide shows requirement of safety phyto tea according to standard of safety of tea. So next slide. The slide shows the organoleptic characteristic of phyto tea based on the Seabuckthorn leaves. The future studies will continue to establish its nutritional value by HPLC method. Allantoin is used in cosmetic and medical preparation as one of the important components with anesthetic abilities, because of which it was included in the WHO register. In addition of Seabuckthorn, allantoin can be obtained from snail slime, bovine urea, and various plants such as comfrey. Technological scheme allantoin production from young buckthorn twins and fuel briquettes from food waste production after extraction present on slide, and including the following main technological operation: cleaning of shoot and twins, crushing of raw material, extraction, centrifugation and crystallization, drying of allantoin, shaping the finished product, and packing, labeling, and pallet formation. The table of the slide shows the requirement of safety indicator for chemical allantoin according to standard of the safety perfumes and cosmetics. So on this slide, we can see complex processing of wild Seabuckthorn shrubs of the Kaliningrad region. Kaliningrad Seabuckthorn has a high potential of the presented processing technology, is able to optimize the processing with maximum yield of final products. It's follow from the scheme after preparation of the pulp. It is recommended to make concentrate, fruit wine, and water-soluble food additive from the juice with pulp. The pulp is directed to the separation of peel and seeds, from which by extraction methods it's possible to obtain Seabuckthorn oil, and from the defeated residues, vitamin and mineral complex. Taking into account the previously conducted complex of studies, the processing of young shoots of Seabuckthorn with the production of natural allantoin and briquettes of secondary raw material was recommended. This slide shows recommended for the use and dosage of the product provided by the technology of biomass processing. The goal of substance comprehensive technology of processing of organic mass of Seabuckthorn in Kaliningrad region has been achieved. It was found that Seabuckthorn, the region, has a high potential for use in order to obtain biotechnology, active composition, and substances. Technology and quality of production were substantive concentrate, juice, powdered fruit wine, oil, vitamin mineral premix, phytates, and plant allantoin. So a complex scheme of processing has been developed and safety requirements have been established. Based on the data obtained, draw specification and technical specifications were developed of each product provided by the technology where the safety requirements of and assessment of the quality of the product. Materials and articles were published of the subject of complex processing appropriated in scientific journals of the region, all Russian collection and editor included to the WAC list. What? 2 minutes. Okay. The project of complex processing of Seabuckthorn berries organic mass was present in December 2020 in the framework of the program UMNIC of the Foundation for Assistance to Small Innovative Enterprises in Science and Technology, where it was declared the winner. So that's all what I want to say today. Thanks for your attention.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just in time, and I propose that questions are directly given. So who is raising the hand? You are the first.
Stanislav, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I have several questions, if you don't mind. My first question regarding properties differences in Kaliningrad region and Germany region. Do you know about some differences? And my question is really necessary to design new parameters, new scheme of products for exactly for Kaliningrad Seabuckthorn.
Okay.
Okay, first part of the question.
Yeah.
Do you know differences of Kaliningrad Seabuckthorn and Germany Seabuckthorn?
Okay. It's a really good question because as I know, the Kaliningrad Seabuckthorn and German Seabuckthorn plant on the sample parallel between the Baltic Sea, and I'm not sure, but I guess that's the same culture, and this.
Okay.
Yes, Yuri. I think it's all from Hypophile rhamnoides. Yes, from the Baltic Sea coast. So only difference is this is really collected from wild berries, and you know mostly all our brands are also selected from wild. Only one what is under cultivation is a crossbreeding with Altai Khatun River wild berries. So from this point of view, I do not expect that there are so great differences. The second part of your question is much more interesting, I think.
Yes, but I'm not sure if we should discuss this. Maybe Thomas will tell. Is it necessary to do such activity if in Germany everything already have been done?
I think for this work, what the colleagues in Kaliningrad at university and Stanislav did was the main question to see if their raw material fits to the the processes and what here was being shown, it is very similar to processes that are also used here. It's no great differences yet, but the main question is it possible to use or not? And I think from my point of view, the berries that we can harvest there are very similar to our, and so I guess it could be also possible to use the same methods for production.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Stanislav. And I have another.
Axel has one question, please.
Okay.
Yeah, Stanislav, thank you very much for the nice presentation. I'm a little bit speechless because your objectives would be enough for 5 people for 5 years research, I think. So how many years and how many people have worked on these objectives? That was my first question, but I have another. Okay.
Thank you. About this object, worked just 3 people.
Okay.
It's 2 in Kaliningrad. It's me and my supervisor, and Thomas Mörzel, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So from my point of view, it would be worse to cut it in different small pieces, your presentation, and focus on 1 or 2 topics. That's, for me, in 20 minutes, absolutely too much information. But I have one question. You have said that the oil, you measured the moisture of 5 to 9%. Can you maybe try to clarify why you have so much water on your oil?
Why so much water?
So, you know, as a processing specialist, we could speak 1 hour about all of your topics, but I have only this special question at the moment.
Maybe it's just my mistake, because in raw material extraction, drone crushing.
Axel, I think if you have oil with 9% water,
It's not stable.
It separates. It's not possible. I think maybe in the figure a mistake. Yes.
It is slide 17. That is, yeah, 5 to 9%. Result was 7.8. And it seems for me, for oil, too much. Okay, here's not mentioned, is it a seed oil or pulp oil? But anyway, it's much too much for oil. Okay.
Yes, even if you have pulp oil, 7%. Also, if you have some lecithins inside, it seems me to be not completely separated between oil and juice. Yes, it's the only explanation I can give. And I saw that they use sometimes sedimentation to separate oil and juice. This could be one explanation.
Okay. So that's the only question. Otherwise, I would discuss 2.5 hours here with him.
Okay, I give you direct contact, and with Stanislav, you can speak German. He is also well speaking German language, Axel.